You have the presentation ready? Yeah.
I have. Ready to go?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Can you all hear me on the back? Because I did some tries on the microphone, how it works a microphone. So welcome everyone. My name is Francesca. And I'm super excited, and also I have to say a bit nervous because this room is packed. So it's a really great emotion from this side to see all of you here. We have worked so hard to make this happen, and I speak on behalf of the iWISH team. They are all here in the room, so you are very welcome to meet us and talk with us at the end of the talk if you wish. So today is a really great and memorable, I guess I would say, event for us, because we had more than almost 600 registrations for today's talk, and you can see from this room we disassembled the room. I think we can go to the next slide. I can show you very quickly yesterday night work. So we worked until midnight to make the room appearing very differently. If for the people that work at BMI, I think you guys know that it's very different, the room. So we wanted to allocate as many people as possible, and we also have overflow room. So this is a really great sign of strong support from you, and this is what makes us doing more and doing better. So we really thank each one of you for your support today. And I'd like to give you a little overview of the event per se, so we can go to the next slide. So we have a welcome introduction to Dr. Doudna. She will join us on Zoom. And we will also have the support of our biggest mentors and fan, which is Jade here in the room, and Joe will join us online to welcome Dr. Doudna. Then we have about 10 minutes of pre-decided questions where Zara and I will lead these questions to Dr. Doudna. And we did in a way to sorry. There is a bit of echo. So we did in a way to collect all the feedback from you guys, and thank you so much for giving us more than 50 questions. So we will be sure that we touch all the points that we have to discuss with Dr. Doudna, and then we will open for Q&A questions. So please raise your hand. Be sure to ask your question when we open to the public, and then I think we can now start with the audience online. So, hi everyone. It's as I was saying before, it's a really great moment for us. My name is Francesca, and I'm very happy to and honored. Do you guys hear me? Okay, so sorry. Okay, is it better? Yeah? Okay, great. So it's a really great honor to be here and to welcome all of you to the iWISH event. I was saying before to the audience in person that we had almost 600 registrations today. So for us, it's a really great moment to celebrate, and we are very glad to do this with you. So thank you so much for your support and for honoring us with your presence today. And we are very thrilled because today we have a great speaker. Again, I just would like to summarize that the iWISH Talks is a series of inspiring women in science and healthcare talks. And I'm here with Zara, and today we have the honor to discuss with Dr. Jennifer Doudna, that I see she already joined online, Nobel laureate in chemistry, founder of Innovative Genomics Institute, and professor of chemistry and molecular biology at Berkeley in California. She's a great role model and an inspiring voice for all of us. So I would say let's welcome her with a round of applause. Hi, Dr. Doudna, welcome. And we also have the pleasure to having with us our biggest supporter and mentor, Dr. Joseph Wu. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Francesca. So sorry I couldn't be there in person. I'm actually at the Merck today. But I just want to congratulate you and your team, and also just make a brief comment before Jennifer starts. But it's really a great pleasure for us to open this iWISH talk session, and I just want to express my deepest gratitude to Dr. Jennifer Doudna for joining us today. I think Jennifer, your journey, I think marked by both achievement as well as challenges, in my opinion, serves as a beacon for our early career trainees here at the Stanford CVI. And, for myself as both a mentor and also through my roles at the CVI and the American Heart Association, I have also witnessed this transformative impact of engaging with leaders just like yourself. And so in my opinion, I think these candid discussions that you're about to have with our trainees, both the success and failures, provide our trainees with their invaluable insight. So I just want to make a brief comment by saying thank you so much for supporting this endeavor, Jennifer, and to all of you who's there in the audience and also in the Zoom. This is a great opportunity for you to engage with the leaders in academia and to learn from them. And hopefully you guys have an inspiring session. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you. So we really want to get started in diving in the questions. Dr. Doudna, we have some pre-decided questions, and these come from the audience. So essentially, we asked our audience in person and online to give us their questions, what they really want to talk with you, what they really want to hear from your journey. And we collected the main points. So Zara and I will lead these few questions at the beginning, and then so this will take about 10 minutes, and then we will open, we have this room that is packed, so we have so many people that really want to discuss with you, so we open the Q&A on the public in person and online. So I'd like to start. We acknowledge your diverse leadership roles, encompassing leadership of academic research lab, but also co-founding multiple biopharma companies. So what are the differences in the leadership skills that are required for these different environments? That's the first question, but also how do you balance and nurture these different interests?
Well, good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. Thank you for the invitation and for the very interesting introduction. It's amazing to see. I can kind of see the room there, lots of people. It's really fun to have an opportunity to interact with you. And I'll start off by just saying that I think that the skill set that is necessary for any kind of leadership role is kind of the same in my opinion. It's really about fostering your trainees and your colleagues and your collaborators, fostering relationships that build trust and allow people to excel and do their best work. And I really enjoyed, I think it's probably the thing I feel the proudest of in my career, of looking at the trainees and colleagues that I've worked with and, seeing their successes. I think it's always important to think about how we can inspire other people. And by doing that, as I've found that often means that we inspire ourselves as well, and we end up doing our best work. And so I just think that, fostering your abilities to work with people and to, help people achieve their best, in doing so, you will end up doing the best for yourself as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for this joining us today and for your response, Dr. Doudna. I would like to ask you a question. I think many of us are wondering now, as we gather here as the early career researchers, faculty, students, both in person and online, we have a huge audience. And we are brimming with curiosity on, we want to learn about this pro-vital moment when you sense your research could lead to a breakthrough, obviously. But specifically, we are wondering if your project was a high-risk project or it was a kind of out there project for you, and how did you navigate this perception at the outset?
Well, I consider myself a biochemist. I've always been interested in molecular mechanisms, and that was actually how we got started working on CRISPR biology. It was through a collaboration initially with Jill Banfield at Berkeley, and then later with Emmanuel Charpentier, who was interested in figuring out the fundamental biology of how bacteria fight viral infection. And I'll tell you that this started as very much a niche project in my lab. I actually didn't have any funding for it. So I had to, I was kind of feeling a little bit guilty. I was sort of, using money that I had to hire my first postdoc. And what happened is that as we started to do the research on this, it became increasingly clear that bacteria had clearly figured out how to manipulate genomes in an interesting way. Bacteria use it to find and ultimately to destroy viruses. But in the process of figuring out the chemistry and biochemistry of how that actually works, it was clear to us that, we could actually use this as a tool for manipulating genomes and other cell types. And that was really kind of the origin of the CRISPR work as a technology in our lab, was really that connection between the fundamental mechanism and then realizing that we could harness it to do something else. So yes, it was definitely high risk, and I had a number of moments where I thought, gosh, I felt a bit guilty working on something that it was just kind of fun, but didn't necessarily have a bigger, broader purpose. I've used that as an example for students, because I think that when you're figuring out, especially early in your career, what kinds of things you want to work on, I do think it's very important to identify for yourself what you're most excited about and passionate about. And I think for each of us, that might be a little bit different. And it's good to honor that, because I think when you feel true passion for what you're doing, it will take you in new directions, and you'll kind of be open to ways that your work can have impact, especially as you think about, how to work with other people and bring in new kinds of expertise. So that's sort of my thinking there. But yeah, please don't get the impression that it was a straight shot or smooth sailing all the time. Definitely, we had to work through a lot of challenges as we explored the project, especially in the early days.
Yeah, I think we're sorry to hear the challenges, but I think it's good for us to hear about this, because we're going through similar paths, and good to know that there is hope for us as well for our projects.
I couldn't agree more. It's really, this is what we really need. We really need also to hear the other side of the medal, right? Where there are challenges and how can we overcome them. So one intriguing aspect that we noted from a few of your interviews is that as an early career in your past, you were identifying yourself as simply a scientist rather than a woman scientist. And then, as a leader of your team later on, you recognize the importance of addressing certain aspects that are related to women in science. And we are curious to know, at which point do you believe this shift in your perspective started, and how do you nurture this perspective now?
Yeah, great questions. I think that it's what would I say there? I guess I grew up in a family that was a family of intellectuals. My parents were both faculty at the University of Hawaii, but not scientists. So there was a kind of a general support of exploring the world and being curious about things and doing a lot of reading. My father was a guy who read like 6 books a week or something. And so I think, for me, it was always about trying to figure out how to do more of what I found really interesting and exciting. And yeah, you know, when I think back on like my high school days, I definitely, you know, there were occasionally comments made about, you know, girls not really, you know, doing science, but I kind of ignored that. And I just, you know, again, it was something I really enjoyed doing. I was pretty good at math, and I, you know, I always kind of found that to be interesting. And I had a great high school chemistry teacher who was very interested in communicating her passion for science to her students. So that was really influential. So I think that, you know, I didn't really focus on, you know, being that, you know, my gender, I guess. I just focused on what I really wanted to do and how to do more of it. Later, though, as you said, I came to realize that, you know, you know, like it or not, one of the roles that I now play is to you know, really try to encourage the next generation to pursue passions in science. And so again, it's really amazing and exciting to see all of you in the room there today, because you are the future, right? All of you are the ones who will make tomorrow's breakthroughs. And, you know, it's going to be amazing to see what you're going to do. So I would just encourage you to find mentors who support you, and to, you know, we all inevitably, you know, we face challenges in our work and in our lives. We have to, you know, find ways to work through that. And one of them for me certainly has been benefiting from the mentorship that I've received. And I hope I can now give back in a way as I go forward and as you all proceed as well.
Thank you, Dr. Doudna. I think we can also agree there is I think a little bit of a phase that we feel at the first that we don't want to come out just saying that we were women in science, but there are some points that needs to be acknowledged and nurtured, as you say. So we want to ask you about the collaboration and partnership. We understand that they are the pro-vital in research, and as demonstrated by you and Dr. Sharpenter. We understand that is important, but what are the elements that do you believe that contribute to a durable and successful scientific partnership?
Well, again, I think you need trust. I think you need a shared interest and passion in the project you're working on. In my experience, it often works best if the collaborators are bringing complementary expertise to a project. So, you know, different ways of looking at a problem, for example, or different styles of working on a problem, as long as they're, you know, truly complementary, that can actually be a real benefit. And I just think there has to be great communication. So you have to continue to, you know, to share ideas and communicate. And that really comes when you have trust. You know, you trust people to work together, and to, you know, that you're all kind of aligned in what you're trying to achieve.
That's really true, and together with the collaboration, right? For a scientist, there is this desire of discovering something novel, this curiosity. But sometimes what happens is that when we kind of answer to the question